I feel good, I knew that I would now. Woohoo, of course I feel good because I'm healthy, fit and strong. I've got puffed, I've lifted heavy, I've punched hard, I feel fantastic because I've done some exercise. But who cares what Rowie's done? My question for you is, why do you exercise? If you do or you don't, why? What's the reason? And if I ask this really personal question, if you could have the perfect body, the body that when you look in the mirror you absolutely love it, and you didn't have to do any exercise to get it, would you still exercise? And I think it's a really interesting question. No judgment there. A lot of people share with me, in fact, most people share with me that if they could have a great body without any exercise, they wouldn't bloody exercise. I hate it, Rowie. But that would then mean that we're exercising to look good. And one of the things that people don't usually share with me is I want to exercise to feel good. Or people might think, and here's a great question, that if you are in great shape, if you've got ripped abdominals, tight butt cheeks, you're in peak physical condition, will you be happier? So a lot of people share, I'll be happy if and when I have lost weight, got into shape, I look good in the mirror. So my personal question is this: if we're exercising to look good, what about feel good? And what is the connection between feeling good and looking good? And one of the really challenging things I've got as an exercise professional who loves being healthy, fit and strong, and I'm the person that I just exercise. I exercise because it makes me feel good. But I'm very aware of what exercise has done to some people's headspaces and what a detrimental effect it's had on their life. And there's a big word, detrimental. It's screwed up their life. Exercise, or the concept of having the perfect body, has completely screwed up their mental health. So what are the negative effects of exercise? Are there side effects that can be very unhealthy? And one of the challenges, of course, is when you start comparing yourself, your body, the way you look with other people. Or you have this vision in your headspace of what perfect should look like. And what if that's not, and I don't like to use the word possible, but I'll give you an example. If I want to look like a 6 foot tall supermodel, that's ridiculous for me. I'm 5 foot whatever, 5'3", 4", I don't know, short. And I have an athletic body. I don't have a supermodel's body. So I can't look like a 6 foot tall supermodel. But if I woke up every day wishing that I could, hoping that I could, exercising so that I could, is it possible that my exercise would screw up my brain? If I compare myself to other people, I want to have her legs, his arms, that tight butt, those ripped abdominals, I want to have a body like that. And my entire focus of my exercise is the way I look. Is it possible that I could have some challenges mentally, not just physically, with my exercise program? If I exercise because I want to have a mentally healthy brain, and let's say that was the only reason. Let's say for some very exciting example, and wouldn't this be awesome, if you went to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, a mental health expert, and they said to you the only way to get your brain healthy is to get puffed, lift heavy, overload your muscles and bones, get your body fit and strong, and that will then make your brain strong. So then you will have all the happy drugs that pharmaceutical drugs are trying to change inside your brain. So serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, norepinephrine, noradrenaline, cortisol, all the things that the brain experts are trying to manipulate with some kind of pharmaceutical drug to make us feel good. What if that could all happen by getting puffed, lifting heavy, being fit and being strong? And the only purpose for exercise was that it would make you feel happy, make you feel satisfied, make you feel rewarded, make you feel that life is worth living because your brain chemistry is sorted. If that was the only reason that you exercised, is it possible that the side effect of that medication, so I'm not mentally healthy or I want to be mentally healthy, fit and strong, I take the medication of exercise, and the side effect of that medication, because all medications have a side effect, the side effect is that I have strong muscles and bones. I have great hair, great skin, great nails. I have a lower body fat percentage. I lose weight. I get my body into physically great shape because my brain is mentally healthy. I've given my brain medication to be healthy, fit and strong, and the side effect is this healthy, fit, strong body. Now, maybe I'm talking pretty pink boxes falling out of the sky, but I've got physiology on my side, and I've got a lot of now medical experts who are suggesting that exercise is medicine and medicine is exercise for mental health. But the side effect of a mentally healthy brain, because you're fit and strong mentally, is that you'll have a physically healthy, fit and strong body. Now, that's not usually the reason why people exercise, is it? Very few people say, please, can you get me fit and strong so I can be mentally healthy? Please, can you get me healthy, fit and strong so I can feel happy, so I can feel satisfied, so I can feel rewarded, so I don't feel depressed, so I don't feel anxious. Most people exercise to lose weight, get into shape, have ripped abdominals, something physical. But isn't it interesting that if we flip the entire thing on its head? Because one of the challenges I've got with I want to look good, I've seen too many people where that has affected their mental health. They've got this picture in their mind of the way they want to look. They don't achieve that because it's unrealistic. And I share unrealistic for a reason. I'm going to give you a very personal story. There was a nutritional supplement that was being marketed in Australia. I was an exercise professional, also the director of the Max International Colleges. And in our classroom at the time were two girls who were twins. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Incredibly, I'm talking about 6 foot tall supermodel bodies. They were gorgeous. And this nutritional company approached the two girls to be part of their marketing campaign. But let me share with you how. They paid one of the girls, they were twins, so they were identical twins. You couldn't tell the difference between the two. They paid one of the girls to put on a lot of weight, and they paid her a lot of money to do it. And the other twin, they paid her a lot of money to not only keep her gorgeous physique, but to work extra hard on her gorgeous physique. And then they did a photo shoot, and it was a before and after photo shoot. So this is what I used to look like, and this is what I look like now. But they were two separate people. They were identical twins in a very, what I would call a dishonest marketing campaign. Both girls signed very strict confidentiality agreements and both got paid a lot of money. I'm not judging that arrangement. What I want to share with you is that is it possible that a lot of the physiques, a lot of the pictures, a lot of the beautiful bodies that we see aren't necessarily the beautiful bodies that we see. I'm sure you've done it yourself, or you've seen friends or people in your life who've done this, where they send you a photo of themselves, but they've taken 500 photos to get that one great photo. And if you saw 499 other photos of exactly the same shot, you'd go, oh, not such a nice photo. But 1 out of 500, and we got this beautiful photo. Is that realistic? If I look at a magazine cover, the right lighting, the right angles, photoshopping, airbrushing, and then I look at that and say, I want to look like that, and I strive to look like that, and I spend every waking moment of my life aiming to look like that, is it possible that I'm setting myself up for some kind of mental health screw up? Because that particular ideal in my mind might not be what my body can look like. So here's some really personal questions, and you don't have to answer them. I'm just going to lay them out there and see. The first question is, what if we exercise for mental health, not for physical health? Is it possible that if you are feeling good about yourself, that the rest of your life would be better? If you've got a brain that has a great brain chemistry, so you've got the right levels of dopamine, reward drug, serotonin, satisfaction drug, endorphins, pain-killing, happy drugs, brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain, so everything in your brain works better, all of those neurotransmitters. And here's a great question, what does your brain control? Everything. So if your brain has all the chemistry right, is it possible that you'll feel good, feel confident, have better self-esteem, have a brain that can overcome challenges, that's more creative, that can do things better? What would happen to the rest of your life? then if the side effect of that particular medication was that it helped you have a healthy central nervous system, endocrine system, bones and muscle, skeletal and muscular system, cardiovascular and respiratory system, stronger immune system, better digestive system, so you had great hair, skin and nails, a fast metabolism, a body that burnt fat, calories, sugar, cake, lollies faster, everything about your life now was healthy, fit and strong mentally and physically. If the focus was on the mental health rather than the physical health. The reverse of that, if you're constantly focusing on how you look rather than how you feel, is it possible that we could have some challenges with that? Is it possible that one of the side effects of trying to look good is that you screw up your mental health? But the side effect of sorting your mental health will then sort your physical health. And the physiology of the mind and brain, the body, the endocrine system, hormonal system says that that's exactly what could happen. If you get really fit and really strong physically, yes, but that getting puffed and lifting heavy and going to 100% effort in the phosphate system, where you start producing, and your body automatically produces, by the way, epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol, and then automatically produces dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, brain drive, neurotropic factor, norepinephrine, noradrenaline, all the things that make you feel good. The exercise or medicine of exercise makes your brain feel good, and then because your brain feels good, is it possible that the side effects could help your body? And I'll just keep asking those questions around in circles, because if you think that having the perfect body means that you don't need to exercise, and I think there's 20-year-olds, I think I remember when I was 20, mind you, I've exercised all of my life, but it was much easier to be in great shape, I think, when you're 20 than when you're 70. But I'll rephrase that. If I get fitter and stronger as I get older, is it possible that when I am 50, 60, 70, that I am going to be in great shape 80, 90, 100? I'm not quite 80, 90, and 100 yet, but I'm really excited about 60 and 70 because I'm fitter and stronger than I've ever been mentally and physically. And I share that with you very personally, because my focus is never now on having the perfect body. My focus is, Rowie, be healthy, be fit, be strong, be able to go and do all the things that you want to do. And if your body comes along physically, that's awesome. But ultimately, here's a great thing to consider. First of all, do other people care what you look like? Probably not. If you care what you look like, is it possible that a fit, strong body will have the side effects of looking good? Versus I'm going to exercise to look good, and then what's the side effect of that? Is it possible that I could screw up my brain? So my question is this: are you fit? Are you strong? Are you healthy? Do you love your life? Do you love to exercise, or do you go out to exercise because got to burn calories, got to lose weight? Weight's the interesting one, isn't it? How does that screw with your head? I've watched people who are happy and positive and having a great day, and they stand on a set of scales and it screws up their day. I've seen people having a positive, happy, exciting, energetic day, and then they go and get a body fat test done and they're miserable for the rest of the day. Those two things are really interesting for your headspace, and they're both totally focused on what you look like. The interesting thing, though, about weight is got nothing to do with what you look like. Because if you're dehydrated, you've got osteoporosis, bone thinning, and you've got muscle wastage, sarcopenia, you could now be very light on the scales but be very unhealthy mentally and physically and look terrible even though you weigh light on the scales. So what if we put the scales where they belong, which is probably in the vegetable section in the supermarket, weighing how many kilos of veggies or fruit that you bought? How about we put the body fat testing in a place where it belongs, which is when you look in the mirror, should you love what you see, but are you more likely to love what you see when you've got a healthy brain? And there's a really interesting thing to consider. Before you look in the mirror, even in the morning, could it be a really good idea to go and get puffed, lift heavy, pump happy drugs into your brain, and then look in the mirror? Because a positive attitude has a different perspective of what you see. Could that be an interesting thing to take note of? If your life is not happy, if you are not mentally healthy, if you have depression, anxiety, you don't like the way you feel, is it possible that evening out the brain chemistry, your brain chemistry, will make you feel better? And that's just a silly question, because that's, of course, what happiness, what well-being, what satisfaction, what feeling good is all about. It's the physiological change in your brain. And high intense exercise changes your brain. When your body is under threat, it feels like something's going to happen, it's going to die, there's something threatening you, it goes into fight and flight, which is adrenaline, cortisol, epinephrine, let's get the hell out of there or let's turn and fight, which if you don't have something chasing you or you're not stressed, you can create your own stress by exercise. That's what high intense exercise is. It's a stress on the body. And if you stress the body, then of course you produce the brain chemistry that allows your body to overcome the stress. And then the reverse of that beautiful epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol, catecholamine system, which allows you to fight and flight, the reverse of that is, I now have reward drug. Congratulations, you overcame a threat, so you feel rewarded. Congratulations, you've got serotonin evened out in your brain now because you're satisfied with your life. You've got endorphins, which is pain-killing happy drugs, and brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer that makes all of that work better. I could share this with you over and round in circles and up and down and inside out all day long because I get really excited about it. The world is full of people who are really unhappy, who are depressed and anxious, who hate the way they look, and they don't like their life. Wouldn't it be awesome if it was as simple, that process to fix it, change it, make it better, was as simple as let's get puffed, let's lift heavy, let's get fit, let's get strong, let's overcome the challenge of a heavy weight or pushing really hard physically, and then change our brain chemistry so we feel good mentally. I'm going to leave all of that with you because I'd love you to live your life to the max. And I think that living your life to the max, that's why I'm here every day. Be healthy, fit and strong. Have a career or business that you love. Be financially free. Be able to share that with all the people in your life, especially the relationship that you have with yourself. And isn't that all controlled by our brain? So if we've got a healthy brain with even chemistry levels where everything's working effectively in our brain, is it possible that all of those other things will work effectively too? Because I would love you to sing like I do every single day. I feel good, na 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 na. I knew that I would now because I'm healthy, fit and strong and I love it. Woo!